and welcome to a special bonus episode of the DNS Podcast. I'm Sean.
I'm Chris. Yeah.
And I'm Dan.
G'day.
So, Chris is our first sponsored athlete at DNS. We've known Chris for a good couple of years now, eh?
A few years, yeah.
Since we opened up.
So, Chris, we first met Chris when he came up to Strongman Saturdays with us, then jumped in a couple of our comps. You've done some Strongman with us. You've done some weightlifting. Weightlifting at Summer Strength.
Yeah, I chose the weightlifting event at Summer Strength, yeah.
So we've known Chris for a while, and as Dan and I said a number of times, big thing for us is giving back to the strength community as a whole and supporting the lifters and the community in different ways, and part of that is with our sponsored athletes. So
Dragged in a CrossFitter.
yeah, our
Happy to
first
be
one's a
aboard.
first one's a CrossFitter.
Dragged a CrossFitter off the street.
So Chrissy boy, tell us a little bit about yourself. What got you into CrossFit to start with? What's pushing you, and what are your goals? We'll start with those three.
Well, my parents got me into CrossFit, so
Yeah, they're both.
they started in CrossFit. They were doing it for about a year. I actually hated it to start with. I couldn't stand it because that's all they talked about, and then one day, because I wasn't doing anything after school, like a few people would be doing like sports or something like that. I was
Lazy bugger.
yeah.
You're on the old PlayStation.
Yeah, pretty much every single day.
So what age was this? What year were you at school?
Probably 15, 16,
Okay.
and they pretty much forced me to do it. Because even like everyone in my family was doing it. My parents, my sister, I was the last one to it. And then
Is your sister younger or older?
younger,
Younger. Okay.
year and a half younger. And then started it. Never looked back.
Nice.
Now here I am.
How long have you been doing it for? How long CrossFit?
Probably going on 6 years, just over 6 years.
6
But-
years?
Yeah, but I think I started to take it competitively probably about 2.5 years ago.
Okay. So you started getting serious with it just before we met you, really?
Yeah, pretty much just before
Okay.
I started Strongman and that, yeah.
What facility were you training at when you first started out there with your parents?
When I first started, I was at Nepean CrossFit, which was just
Just next door, yeah.
just around the corner from me, and then moved up to CrossFit Urge in Blacksland, and then took a whole turn. That's where it started to get a bit more serious and stuff. That's where I met like Sam, who I train with pretty much every day now. Matt, who he's a regional athlete. Maddie was up there. She was a games athlete, and then
Nice.
she got sucked into the
Some
whole
good
thing.
competition up there, that's good, that's what you need.
Oh yeah, it's big competition. It's fun, like pushing each other every single day, just trying to get the edge over someone.
That's awesome.
So you've mentioned regionals and the games. What are your long-term goals in the sport?
Definitely first step is making sanctionals.
Yep.
So after the whole sanctionals pretty much regionals. After the regionals idea got scrapped. If you come top 100 in Australia, you're going to sanctionals down in Wollongong competing. So
Nice.
right now I'm about 230 was my last open,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been improving.
At a fast rate.
Yeah.
And so sanctionals, where do you go from sanctionals? What's the next step from there? I'm completely.
So this is where it gets complicated, but you pretty much have to win a sanctionals to get your ticket at the games, but you can make it to the games like through the open, and then through winning it for your country, through winning it through any of the sanctionals around the world.
Yep.
And then it kind of all backfills. So you could come 6 out of sanctionals, and like the top 5 guys could be like one of them's won it as a national champ. The other guys come like top 20 in the worldwide, and then you'll get that spot.
There's only one sectional in Australia, is that right? Or
No,
is
there's
there
2.
multiple? There's 2 sectionals.
So
okay.
there's Down Under in Wollongong, and then there's Australian CrossFit Championship in Queensland.
So that's your ticket to the CrossFit Games. That's the competition.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
That's the big ticket.
Okay. Nice. So you came 230th at your last open.
And then 6 months before that, because they changed. It used to be every February, then it was October.
Mhm.
So from February to October, I went from I think 580 to 230
Nice.
in 6 months.
Decent
So
jump.
now I've got a year training under me from 230. So hopefully I can make top 150 or even closer to top 100 as much as I can get.
So, when is it? When's the next Open?
Open is last week of October, runs through November. No idea if it's going to be on this year
So
with
this year.
the whole lockdown and everything, but it looks like everything's like leaning towards it, like everything's cleaning up and stuff.
Yeah, I know they've pushed the games back at least 3 weeks this year already, so it's now not going to be until late August.
Yeah,
So, yeah, it gives you a really small sort of off season. If your major comp is late August,
yeah,
it gives you less than like 8 weeks to get ready for
yeah. There's not much
the
of an
Open.
off season between the games and the Open, but
Is there a CrossFit season?
It's pretty much all year round, then, isn't it? If it's
yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty much
because
all
the end of
year
the
round.
season is the games. Well,
Yeah.
the season, and then you're literally going
Yeah.
straight into the.
Like it used to be, the
Thanks,
games
Sean.
will finish start of August.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got all the way up until next year, February, for the Open. But now, the Open's like 2-3 months after that, and there's all sanctionals running throughout all of that. So if you're good enough, you can pick a sanctionals that you're confident you're going to win, and then that's your off season. But you know, if you're someone that's like a sanctional athlete, like hoping to make the games, you just got to be fit all year round.
Maybe if, yeah, it's crazy.
Wouldn't do for us.
Hey,
Wouldn't do well for us.
do too well.
We'd do well. We'll do well in the team event.
1 to 3 reps.
There's that, was it the Warthog, the giant barrel thing at the games a couple of years back? We had to
Yeah.
drag it like a giant truck pull.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to drag it. And I think one year they had to push it, and then you see in that same year the Strongman, or I think the year after, they were pushing like the wheel of Conan. There was 8 of them though. So yeah, they're pretty heavy.
We'll do well in those ones, and we'll leave the running to you, mate.
Yeah, all the gymnastics. Shoulders pinging off the bars left, right, and centre.
I can imagine, picture myself doing a rope climb, getting to the top. I'm not going to know how to descend, so I'm just whack.
No, he's hit the floor.
He's out. There's a hole there. It's a new hazard.
We digress.
Always. So, goal is top 100.
Top 100, make the sanctions.
Make the sanctionals. That's the next goal for you.
Yeah.
Beautiful. What's your training look like? What are you doing to get to that top 100?
Take us through a typical week.
Yeah.
Chrissy Campbell,
Typical
training
week.
week. Monday to
So-
Sunday.
Training 6 days a week. 1 rest day a week, whether that be usually like a Thursday or Sunday, just depending. And over lockdown, I've been training in my garage.
Yep.
With my mate Sam Mason. And then he's been kind of programming for me and him over the lockdown, and we're going to continue that now that we're back at CrossFit Edge, because like him and I especially have found that like our progress has shot through the roof.
Nice.
Just like zoning in, focusing on
Going toe to
all
toe.
our training. Yeah.
Both similar level in terms
Yeah,
of
so
abilities.
his programming's hunted programming, so he's probably starting that soon. Not sure when, but yeah, I think
Take us through a Monday.
on Monday, every day I try and hit at least 3 individual workouts and then 2 strength pieces, or 1 strength piece and an accessory piece. So every day it's just kind of about volume with the cardio and then focusing on the strength separately.
Okay.
That's the
So,
thing with CrossFit, you've got to focus on all these.
Yeah.
It's a bit like the MMA, and you've got all these different disciplines within a sport that you've got to get
Yeah.
better at. It's difficult, you've really got to organise it, it's got to have a good structure to it to get
Yeah.
the best out of all those different components.
I was having this chat with Lee Shaw, the strongman up in Queensland. So he came from a CrossFit background, and it was he put up on his story is it harder to make an elite level in powerlifting, strongman, or CrossFit? It didn't include weightlifting because it's so technical compared to the others.
Yeah.
And you know, people going back and forth. It's quite interesting, and sort of he and I have the same sort of idea that it'd be harder in CrossFit because it's so multi-dimensional. And in strongman, you can hide weaknesses. Like statically, I'm not a great lifter, but I move pretty well.
Yeah.
So when I competed in strongman, in particular, moving events and group events is where I made my points, and I just had to aim to come not last in the static events.
Score some points.
So, whereas CrossFit, if you've got a weakness,
that'll crush you in an event.
Yeah.
You've got to be good at everything. Like, you don't have to be great at everything, but you have to be consistent across the board. And that's what I'm aiming for. That's what my training's been.
I suppose you see a lot of them. So gymnastics from a technical standpoint is quite complex. I think a lot of the top, from what I've seen or what I did see, a lot of the top guys came from, and weightlifting as well, like a decent weightlifting background. I think Fraser was a weightlifter.
Yeah, a lot of people were either like gymnasts or weightlifters, and that, like,
with a crazy engine.
Yeah, with a crazy engine. Like me personally, I'm really good at gymnastics. I'm really good at weightlifting, especially for my size. The biggest thing that I've been working on is cardio.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people can build cardio fast, but I'm just slugging along.
Chugging around. So that Monday, that setup there, you're pretty much doing that every day. That's the same format.
Pretty much.
But you'll just change obviously the exercises and.
So like every day.
So take us through what you did this morning. So what did Saturday morning training look like for you?
So usually one day a week, the volume will be a little bit down. So not like 3 different workouts, 2 strength pieces. Today was just a cardio piece. So a 30-minute AMRAP, which is as many rounds as possible. 1K run, 50 hang power cleans at 60 kilos, 35 toes to bar, and then 20 doubles press. And then...
Mate, you lost me at the 1 kilometre.
Death press.
Just try and push through that.
What's a death press is?
Devil's press.
Devil's press.
2 dumbbells on the ground. You do a burpee and then into a dumbbell snatch.
What weights were you using with those?
22s. 22.5 kilos.
Pretty impressive, mate.
That's brutal. That is brutal.
Yeah, it definitely gets hard, but you get used to it after a while. All the volume and stuff.
Traumatized, yeah. So your rest days, obviously your rest days are going to be very important when you're sort of challenging or tackling those volumes.
Yeah.
Have you got any strategies in place for your rest days? Have you got any protocols, or is it just go home and do rest, sit down?
Yeah, pretty much just go home, rest, stretch, roll out. Try not to do much in my rest days. Nah.
Food.
Get your food in, get your water in.
Do you use anything like ice baths or like those Theragun things?
I do use a Theragun to warm up.
Yep.
Before every session, but with cold baths and stuff, I sometimes have cold showers. So I'll just turn the hot water off and just sit there.
Yeah.
That's it kind of helps. I love using a sauna, but
you pretty much live in a sauna.
Yeah,
apart from the winter.
Yeah. Apart from the winter, Australia's just a sauna all in summer.
We're in a sauna here, aren't we? Pretty much from
any
January to May.
Sort of box style gym, any warehouse gym. Particularly in Western Sydney, like where we are. Up the mountains where you are.
It gets stuffy.
I remember it hit 50, 52 in the gym. Remember we had that 48-degree day out in Blacktown?
Yeah, we've had some.
We had some belters.
It's funny. I was using a sauna. They opened up a gym up in Kellyville. I was going in. I walked in. And I was like, this ain't nothing compared to our gym floor in the summer. It was actually quite disappointing. I put some clothes on and go and sit in there.
Yeah.
It was it's pretty intense. But doing CrossFit in that environment would be
I do prefer working out in the heat though, like getting a good sweat on and stuff. Like, if I train and then I'm not sweating because it's cold, I kind of feel like I haven't done anything, even though I have.
I suppose as you keep moving, you haven't got time to sort of think about it. And we sort of sit down in between.
Yeah.
No, it's hot in here, isn't it?
We'll do our 3 reps, rest for 5 minutes.
Oh, it's pretty warm, isn't it? Yeah, it's quite warm, isn't it? Have another drink.
All right, so we put up on the Instagram story some questions for Chrissy boy.
Decent little response.
Yeah.
Up here on the old.
Good questions,
A few of his mates baiting him.
as usual.
A bit of stick. Alright, I'll do a little quick fire. Let's go through where we're going to start. Oh, this is the first one I saw. Is tell him Big Waz can lift bigger than him. That was from Jaden Moore.
Thanks, Wazza.
Always the banter.
Here we go. We'll start with this one. Christopher Griff responded, what does a standard day of dieting look like for Chrissy? Take us through a standard day food intake.
So right now, over lockdown, I've been trying to gain weight. So over these past 3 months, I think beforehand I was 74 kilos.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3 months later, after like pretty strict dieting, I'm now 78, 77 and a half. So
Nice.
every day I'm eating 4,300 calories. So like in the morning will just be like oats with peanut butter and a scoop of protein. And then through the day will just be like loads of like mini meals or snacks. So like tuna, protein bars, what else?
There's a steak in there.
Protein yogurts. Yeah, so my meals would just consist of like rice, sweet potato, either steak or chicken, spinach and broccoli. Same with dinner.
That'll be. So you've got your breakfast there. You'll have a snack. Would be sort of mid-morning smoko time. You'd have one of those. So meat. Veg,
I'm eating like a meal or a snack every hour of the day.
Okay.
So I don't feel hungry at all. I'm just forcing it down.
Is there a goal weight in mind, or is this an attempt to push the strength side of things, or?
If I could get to 80, 81 and then kind of strip back and then start to maintain in preparation for the open, and then after the open's done, get back on the gain.
Okay.
Then I will, just to try and build out my frame, gain muscle.
Look jacked.
Try and get bigger. Look jacked.
Yeah.
Look jacked.
There you go. Next question is a good one. Zach, good old friend Zachy boy. Does Chris think the strongman comps and training that he has done has helped him with his CrossFit?
Strongman, yeah, it definitely has, especially strongman training. Definitely help with CrossFit, especially like I feel like trying to hone in with technique, because you're always lifting like odd objects and like all these weird implements that you wouldn't see in any other gym, like an Atlas stone, log, a frame, or a car deadlift. Like you really need to focus on technique, and then it's definitely helped with my static strength. So like overhead pressing, deadlift,
broad carryover to those
definitely.
movements.
I feel like over the course of like me doing strongman training, like my deadlift shot up, I think 30 kilos. My strict press shot up about 15 kilos or something like that.
There you go.
Don't do much bench, but my squat definitely shot up as well. I think 20 or something kilos.
I think we were discussing the other day as well, like the importance of strongman in CrossFit. Like a few of the last CrossFit games, there's been a lot of strongman events chucked in there.
Strongman implements chucked in.
Yeah, I think I've seen a heavy yoke for a silly distance in there.
Yeah, it was a yoke farmer's handstand walk medley.
Yeah. It definitely throws a lot of people off if you haven't been training in that style. So definitely doing that, like a strongman style of training for a CrossFitter, like once a week, definitely helps. Like you definitely
building your toolbox.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Is, well, I think people think, oh, it's okay. I'll squat. You know, my legs won't be there. You get underneath a yoke, and you know all your squats.
It's a different story.
Yeah, obviously, it helps from a general standpoint, but you know, you have to train a yoke to get better. Yoke.
Oh yeah.
Same as a stone. Your deadlift might give you so much, but you know, you're picking up, you're flexed all over like this.
Yeah.
You have to practice with those implements to get better.
I think yoke's been at the games for the past 3 years now. I think it's definitely a good, like, even an overall body exercise. Like you're using everything.
Push you through the floor.
See, one of the things with the yoke though, and I say this to a lot of our lifters, you don't have to be good at squats to be good at yoke. Because if you look at my squat, my best ever in comp squat was 200 kilos flat, but my best yoke's 400. But you out squat me by at least 50 kilos at my best. Now I can barely squat like 170.
No,
But
not that.
you jumping over a yoke is a whole different ball game for you.
Yeah, different movement. There's definitely a skill. I think everyone sort of sees it. There's a big skill component to it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you've got to have a little bit of athleticism, coordination, you know, when you're juggling, because at one point when you're walking, there's a skill to it. If you're taking too big of steps and you've got 300 plus kilos on there, it's going to throw you all over the place.
Definitely.
The way you pick at the start, I see a lot of people pick quite wide, so your first step is a lunge.
Yeah.
Which is, that's an Achilles gone.
And even just the basic, the principles of getting it over the middle of your foot, just the centre of mass. People picking up with their feet way behind. Yeah, there's a massive skill component of the yoke which is overlooked.
But one thing I've done is I've given yoke solid to people for like a 12-week cycle. We're not squatted, we've just done fast yoke runs and heavy picks. They've developed their yoke, and their squat numbers have gone up as well.
Pushed up, yeah.
Because once you get used to having that much weight on your back,
it's not going to feel the same.
No,
you got it for a squat.
So you can use the yoke.
And you get properly braced as well. You brace for a yoke.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It teach it definitely. It's a real, it's a rude awakening. It's a way to really challenge someone's brace, because if you ain't pushing against that belt or whatever's down there, it's.
If you've ever gone through a max yoke and experienced what they call yoke flu, where you've gone for a true max yoke and then you feel like you've been hit by a bus for the next week, because your CNS has crapped itself and your soul's left your body, and
definitely felt that when we had to go when we first got that first yoke in. I haven't touched it since. It was a week's recovery. I felt like absolute crap.
It's still my favourite event. Still love it. I'm gonna do that next week. I'm gonna get under a yoke and see how heavy I can carry. But back to Chrissy boy.
Yeah, sorry, whose foot you were there?
Let's get off topic.
Question.
What's the next question?
Next question. All right.
Next question.
Next question for Chrissy boy. So there's a question here, standard day of dying. Obviously, did we go to that one?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about
standard day of training. Sorry, that wasn't what I meant to say. Standard day of training, we've been through that.
Yep.
So thanks to the question that Chris already answered it beforehand. Sam Mason, whose programming will get you into the top 100 in the Open?
His programming.
Dan's.
Sam Mason's hunted programming.
There you go. Nice little plug for Sammy boy.
Sam Mason. We've got a few here from Sam.
We both kind of work the same. Like he's a little bit fitter than me, but I feel like we're very similar athletically.
Yeah. So you train well.
Like
a good match.
Both. So a similar training program will both benefit us by the greatest amount.
Yeah.
I feel like definitely.
He's put here as well. When are you going to start on a go? That's a hypothetical. Who hit the hunge first with a emoji? Is that in a snatch?
That's in a snatch. Yeah, that's.
Did you hit 100 recently? 97.
No, so it was last year. Over lockdown, I hit a 97.5, which was the heaviest I've done
I saw that.
ever since the 100. But that felt really well. That felt really good. The 97.
So 100 was right in the corner.
Well, I've already hit 100.
Oh, you've hit 100.
I've hit 100. Yeah.
Okay. So 100 is your best. What's your best clean jerk?
115. So I need to work on the jerk because my clean's 132, and I was an easy 132. Probably got 140 in the bag. But the jerk is definitely something
to work on.
Yeah, big thing I gotta work on. And strength.
Do you ever? So Sam does your programming.
Yeah.
Do you have say for example, I was chatting to Jay the other day about MMA fighters. So they've got a grappling coach.
Yeah.
And they've got a stand-up coach. Do you have a gymnastics coach, a weightlifting coach, conditioning coach, or is does Sam do all of it?
He pretty much does all of it. Like we mix in our workouts a bit of strength, mainly cardio or gymnastics, and just moving, and then strength is kind of looked at separately.
Yeah.
Which he still does. But
fair enough.
We kind of just one person. In CrossFit, you don't really get that with a lot of people. They have this coach, a strength coach, a gymnastics coach, a cardio coach. I think maybe Brute Showdown does that, or Brute Strength.
Yep.
They might do that with a few of their athletes, but
I think it's a good
no
idea.
one else really.
I think it's a good idea.
I know, it's just, yeah.
No,
So
absolutely.
if you say like the jerk is your weak component,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, it's the coach mind, it's the programming mind coming out,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
working that part from some jerk blocks or something, but
Oh yeah, I have been definitely working on that because again over like the lockdown period, it went up from 110 to 115.
nice.
And your strict press went up with it, so your strict press went up first. So
Yeah, my strict press, I think before last year, I hit a max of like 65, and then just recently, like 2-3 weeks ago, I got 67 for 3.
Nice.
So,
You'd be on around an 80 kilo strict press, something around there.
I hope so.
That's pretty decent.
It's pretty heavy.
That's pretty
Body
decent.
weight strict press.
Bloody
There
hell,
we
mate.
go.
Fucking bodyweight strict press.
Sam's getting a bit of traction.
Speaks more about my weight, I think.
I missed one from Christopher Griffo, but I think we've already gone over this. What are his goals out of CrossFit?
Out of CrossFit.
Out of CrossFit.
Oh, sorry, out of CrossFit. Yeah, so
Out
we
of
haven't
CrossFit.
touched that one. Yeah, what are your goals out of CrossFit? So outside
Mate,
of CrossFit.
live the best life I can. Be happy with.
All right, Lorna Jane.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Is that their quote? I didn't even mean that.
I don't know. I think it's like live, love, something.
So what's your? Obviously, you've got a day job. So what's your day job?
Electrician.
So you're a Sparky by trade.
Yeah, so I'm just an apprentice. I'll be happy to like finish that, get a qualification, but I think in the long term, coaching is definitely something I
You like your coaching.
love doing the most. But I feel like for me, at least get like a trade under my belt, so like I can always fall back on that or do cashes on the side or whatever. But coaching is definitely
The tax man ain't watching.
yeah, tax man. Yeah, watching
no
me.
cam, he didn't mean cashies, he meant yeah.
Fully invoiced and above, up and
yeah,
above the
yeah,
box.
yeah, of
yeah.
course. But
You get
coaching,
that trade.
coaching is definitely something I'd want to do in the long term.
I think that's a good way to go. I think having a trade is great to have back there.
Yeah.
I think even in, if you're not using it, you're still applying it in everyday
Yeah,
life. You know,
yeah.
you live in a house, you're full of
Yeah.
electrics,
And especially like if you're like working at a gym or you got a family member that has something wrong, like
the amount of times
Just
we like to grab someone in, good old
Yeah.
Andrew, come and helped out our
Fancy boots.
gym wear,
He's
We've
up
had
to that a few times.
few issues with the box, but yeah, no, I think that's a good way to go.
And what
Absolutely.
about long term? Would you ever want to own your own box, or would you want to coach out someone else's?
I'd be happy to coach at someone else's because I feel like for me, if I'm trying to zone in, be competitive, I'd want to just remove kind of like the stress of trying to start your own gym, start your own
Definitely.
business,
Good man.
and just like focus on coaching as well, but also mainly focus on my training.
I think that's what most of the top guys you sort of see. They when they pull out and they retire from the games, that's what they sort of do, and they start their own box or facility, whatever.
Yeah.
But when you train as an athlete, especially in CrossFit, you've got to do all those things. You train now as a
Yeah, it's
Trying to
kind
run
of,
a- trying to run a gym alongside that would be a tool
it'd be a bit
by yourself. Tool that.
full on, but yeah, I think I'm just happy coaching.
Just on the topic of boxes, just because Dan and we've talked about this on a couple of episodes, our goal for the gym tour, our dream gym tour. What are 2 to 3 gyms, facilities you'd like to go and visit if you could?
Definitely Rich Raining's gym.
Yeah,
In
that's Mayhem.
Cookeville, Tennessee, CrossFit Mayhem.
You go to CrossFit Mayhem, we'll go and get Jack Daniels.
I love that.
There we go.
And wings. JD and wings.
Nearly killed our first sponsor.
Oh,
that way.
shit, yeah. No, that's good.
Saw the can of fit aid.
What other gyms? I'm a fan of like all things sports, so definitely Gold's Gym, Venice Beach.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the mecca of where fitness all started. Another gym.
Sorry if you don't have him. A third.
I think I'll add one to that. The guy I've been following recently is a CrossFit. That Bailey's building that barn.
Dan Bailey.
Dan Bailey, that'd be cool to visit.
I think
That'd be
yeah.
cool.
The barn at the back.
that is
Yeah.
like for me. That is
That's the dream.
that that would be having that in the back garden, working on it, and the ideas that he's put forward, the recovery areas, and it's gonna be like a proper performance centre in this shackety old shed. I just love the idea of that.
His program is quite cool too. Farm Strong or Everyday Strong.
I never knew he was until I saw the YouTube. I think you put me onto his. When I saw the barn, I was like, here we go.
Yeah, he's
good. I like
good biceps as well.
Good arms on him. He's a fit and very jacked dude.
Yeah, he's a jack dude.
And then you got the ex Navy SEAL guy, the dude with the little stash.
Josh Bridges. He's a gun.
So he's got an interesting home gym.
I think I've seen a video. I think he popped up actually on a recent
I watched
thing.
A couple.
Training at home, yeah. He had I think that was a guy who had a really heavy. He was doing some crazy runs with a rucksack on.
Yeah, he's
with a little mustache.
He's ex-Marine or
fit,
something.
Yeah, his mental game. Yeah.
So he's ex-services.
Yeah, ex-Marine.
Ex-Marine.
Or SEAL.
Yeah, Navy SEAL.
That was it.
Used to be Navy SEAL.
So he's definitely got the capacity.
Oh yeah.
The mental strength.
Sorry, we've gone off topic again. So next question. What do we got next?
We've got one more question left.
Oh,
and it was by one of our members. Good old Sparks. He just left the gym. He had a good week this week.
Well done,
He's asked, he had a good week. A lot of guys are. Froning or Fraser, who is the GOAT? So Rich Froning or
Matt Fraser.
Matt Fraser.
Froning. Gotta say Froning.
Why Froning? Because they're 4 and 4 apiece, aren't they? In terms of games.
They are, but I think the way I look at it, Fraser, he's won 4, but he's like tried his hardest in every event to win it. Where Froning, he'll just cruise, pace it out, not really give it 100%, and he still comes out on top.
So Froning retired how long ago from the games?
No, well he's still doing teams.
But the actual games.
But his last individual competition was 2014.
Okay, 2014. And then Fraser come on the scene after, or was he on the scene like...
He comes second 2014, second 2015, and then first from 16.
So Froning beat him in those earlier...
Yeah,
okay,
Froning, did beat him at the start.
And do you think overall the games is a lot more competitive as you go down the list now? You think that's from when Froning was dominating, has it changed at all?
I feel like he definitely had a more tightly packed field in terms of like everyone's level back when Froning was competing.
So it was more competitive, you think?
Yeah,
okay.
100%. Where you've kind of got this outlier now, which, like, he's got that dog mentality of like, no one's going to pass him, no one's going to beat him. And then everyone else is kind of like, oh yeah, I'm happy for second. Where back then, it was like first or bust. Like,
yeah, it was going for
you either win or you lose.
Okay. Awesome. I think that answers that question pretty well. So yeah, Froning is the man. That's all our questions.
That's all our questions
That's
from there.
all our questions from the...
I got 2 little ones to wrap us up, and if Dan's got anything for you. So, Froning, the GOAT over Fraser. Who's your favourite CrossFitter of all time, though?
My favourite?
Yeah. Because right now I like Patrick Vellner because he gives Castro a lot of shit.
Yeah, he does.
And he won the...
Castro gives you a lot of shit. It bloody does. I heard that a couple of years ago. Shocking. No, it was really bad. Really bad. Yeah, it's Castro.
Castro.
Okay.
Dave Castro.
Not Castro. Sorry.
Because Vellner won. He won the Rogue Invitational this week.
Yeah, he did.
And he jumps on the live feed, like the winner's interview, with the crown on, looking like the Burger King.
Who's that?
Patrick Vellner.
What a legend. I miss Burger King. We're not over here, do we?
No, Hungry Jack's here.
Sort it out. ScoMo?
Burger King?
Mate, honestly,
Bring it.
Burger King versus Hungry Jack's. They may say it's the same, mate. It ain't nowhere near. It's nowhere near.
I wish they
ballpark,
brought
mate.
like Five Guys or something like that.
Have you had a Five Guys?
Yeah.
That's a whole new level. The closest thing you'll get to Five Guys here, apart from going to like a little plug for these guys, High Street Social, they do good burgers.
Yeah.
But like a chain, Betty's Burgers. I think that's the closest I'll get to a Betty's Burgers is decent. They got one in Castle Towers. Went there a couple of weeks ago.
What's the one in Para? BL Burgers in Paris quite good too.
Not been there.
Yeah.
I think I've been
Bar Luca, and they've always got a special burger of the week that's usually quite funky, and their blame Canada's really good.
Okay.
So, how do we get to burgers?
I don't know. Gastro? I don't know.
Anyway, favourite CrossFitters of all time, male and female.
Favourite CrossFitter, female, easy choice, Tia.
Tia?
Tia Claire Toomey for Australia.
Aussie. She
Aussie.
trains with, is that Fraser's training partner?
Yeah, they've been training together ever since she won.
Are they a couple? Or?
Nah.
Okay. Yeah, just
So, Tia's coach, she's dating her coach. They've known each other for years, and he decided to start coaching. And now
So
he coaches Fraser as well.
And she came from a weightlifting background, didn't she? She was a weightlifter? Or she just
No, she was a
competes
track
weightlifting?
runner. She was a track
Okay.
runner. Yeah.
But she's
She's
done a... Yeah, she's represented Aussie in the
Commonwealth Games, she come first, and then I think she was the B group for the Olympics as well in 2016, so she's done a lot.
Yeah, she went to the Olympics because I remember everyone getting really upset that she didn't do as well as they thought she was going to because she'd just come off of the games.
The Olympics is a whole
And they said,
level.
like, you know, you should have won gold or whatever, or silver, or whatever they thought she was going to win, but you went to the games instead, so you've let your country down. I remember all that fuss last
Say
Olympics.
that.
But she earned a spot on the team, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You don't just get, here you go.
I'm not going to hand it to you just because you got good
No.
at something else.
Yeah.
That's...
You're a crack mechanic. Here's a spot on the Aussie weightlifting team.
Yeah, go for gold.
Benny Slaughter's going to be on there next. Benny Slaughter Tokyo 2021.
Little Benny. Good to see him this week.
Okay, so tier for the women's and for the men's.
For the men's, man, that's tough. I think Fraser. I know Froning's the GOAT, but I just love his mentality, Fraser.
Yeah.
It's either you win this event or you black out, losing. So I think I think it's definitely got to be Fraser.
He's got the fight in him.
Oh yeah, he's definitely got the fight in him.
I got a good question to finish.
Yep.
If you could pick...
Yeah, that's a good one to finish.
Well.
I say, if yours is good, we'll finish on yours.
Alright, that could be shit then. I forgot what it is now. So if you could... CrossFit Games, we're just going to put it's like a scenario now. This is just like, this could happen.
Yeah.
And you get to choose CrossFit Games, the final. I don't know if it's either like a final day or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you get to choose the event to finish up to win. What would you choose?
Yeah, it's a good one.
And what would the format be?
The final event.
Yep. So this is the event you pick.
You get to choose. What would you choose? What exercises? Under what format?
It's definitely got to be something like just grueling,
Like a chipper.
Chipper.
I think a long chipper, definitely to finish
So what can you
the last event.
explain chipper? What's a chipper?
So you've got, let's say, a set of like 5 different movements.
Yep.
And you only have to go through them once each, but there'll be like 50 plus reps of whatever movements.
So you
could
can go
be
back and forth. You don't have to do the 50 straight away. You can go.
No, you have to do the 50 straight away. So you could have like 50 pull-ups,
50 hang
So you can
snatches.
just do bundles of 10.
50
10,
hang
10.
snatch, 50 toes to bar, 50 GHC sit-ups, and then 50 calorie finish or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it's just
So right, there you go.
Line
5.
through.
So chipper, 50 of each. What are you going to choose? What exercises? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think this is tough.
Good question, wasn't it? Hey,
Very good question.
I don't know, maybe like a 50 cal row into 50
Pull-ups.
handstand push-ups.
Oh, you bastard.
Don't know in this final.
I'll throw a yoke in there, 50 meter yoke.
50 meter yoke.
50,
Sips of fit aid.
yeah, sips for fit aid.
Stones to shoulder. I'd love to see a stone to shoulder.
That'd be
Have
interesting.
they put that in there?
No, I've never seen stones.
Do you know what?
They've done.
That's
They've done.
my worst.
Test
I
balls.
hate judging.
Stones to shoulder.
Monster dumbbell, I hate judging.
Yeah.
Because I think people's shoulders are going to ping across the gym. And stone to shoulder, either some spotter nearly gets killed, the cameraman nearly gets killed, it rolls in the crowd. somebody's foot nearly gets taken off. I honestly, I can't stand those. When you put those in comps, I look at it and go, fucking judging it. Sorry, back to them.
50. I'll do 50 dead ball over shoulder, and then maybe 50 cow sprint on the assault bike. Finish off.
So you've gone cardio.
Cardio.
A bit of cardio, gymnastics, strength, a bit more strength, cardio.
Nice.
Sprint to finish.
Very
Nice
nice.
idea.
Alright guys, so every sponsored athlete gets an athlete-inspired t-shirt. They're going to help us design a shirt that's going to come out in part of the next release. So I said to you earlier in the week, have a think about what you would like on your shirt.
Yep.
What would a Chrissy Campbell
Put you on
inspired
the spot there, and
DNS shirt look like?
Um,
What's your style?
kind of minimalistic.
Yep.
But with colour.
Colour.
So maybe like a yellow. I love yellow. Yellow or blue. Like a bright blue.
yellow, Shawnee, that'll be yellow. Got a short
Is the print colourful or is the shirt colourful?
Just the shirt. The shirt.
Just the
The print
shirt.
could be like black or white, I think. And maybe kind of like CrossFit Games.
Hang on, mate. We can't pay for any
Inspired.
like.
No, like inspired with like your name and maybe like your flag on the side or something like that.
Okay.
Okay, like a CrossFit stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've seen
Well,
those, like
even-
the road do like the
Yeah.
flag on the side,
Yeah, like the
Australian flag.
Yeah, even with a Strongman, like how they in the games, like how Rogue or Reebok, whatever, they'll put their name on the back and maybe like a flag or something like that.
I like
Yeah,
that.
that'd be
That's a good idea.
interesting.
Yeah.
Pretty good idea. So it's got
Like
like
giant slide
CrossFit.
shirts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
There we go. Stay tuned for
For the
for
Chrissy
that
Campbell
drop,
one.
for the Chrissy Campbell drop.
Chris Kimball shit.
All right, mate. Anything you wanna say before we wrap? Any shout outs? Any thing?
G'day to everyone that's watching.
What's your? How do people find you? How do people check out what you're doing? What's your Instagram handle?
Instagram _Chris.Campbell_. That's pretty much all I use.
Chuck them a follow.
Instagram.
Have a look. You
Yeah.
pretty much post training, daily training updates on there.
Pretty much,
What you do.
every second or third day.
Well, we'll put that in the description
Yeah.
on the post.
We'll add that in there.
Shawnee, how can they find you?
At Sean 2.0. Danny Boy is.
At DWally10.
Yep.
Yeah.
At DNS Strength Collective on Instagram.
Hashtag DNS Strength
Yep.
Collective.
Excited to be a part of the team, DNS team.
Good man. Good to have you.
So dnsstrength.com for all your apparel. This will be out. You'll get our regular one on Monday. This will be out on. You'll be listening to this on a Wednesday. Bonus episode
There we
here
go.
with our first sponsored athlete. Welcome aboard, Chrissy Boy.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for listening.